Hello everybody, this is Bradley from RaceBeacon. Now, a few weeks ago when this Oscar Piastri contract saga started between McLaren and Alpine in very dramatic fashion at the start of silly season, it felt like the most important thing in the world of Formula 1. But as time's gone on, drivers have been linked to other teams, and the FIA's Contract Recognition Board has supposedly come to a verdict. We'll hear about that a little bit later. I've come to the realisation that no matter what the FIA decide here, it doesn't matter. From what we've seen in the last few weeks, it looks like McLaren, no matter what, they're set to get Oscar Piastri, and they are very certain of that because they would not have bought out Daniel Ricciardo's contract if that wasn't the case. Now, while that could of course end up being a terrible, horrible blunder, McLaren have got the money. Even if they lose the case, they can get in contact with Alpine and pay potentially tens of millions of dollars to buy Piastri out of his contract. And Alpine have been looking elsewhere on the grid. Esteban Ocon at Spa and in the last few days to the media, he's been saying Mick Schumacher is his number one choice for teammate. He would love Mick Schumacher to be his teammate. And while I don't think that's going to happen because I think Esteban may be looking for a slightly easier ride next year there, Alpine are definitely looking for another driver. And that other driver, from what we've seen in the last week, appears to be Pierre Gasly. Dr. Helmut Marko has said several times now, AlphaTauri and Red Bull will not stand in the way of this deal. If Alpine want Pierre Gasly, they'll just have to pay a fee and they'll be able to have him. They're not going to stop this deal going through. So it appears that no matter what the outcome of the FIA's CRB case finds, Piastri won't be driving at Alpine. Now, obviously for the teams, this is still very important. We're talking tens of millions of dollars that are going to need to exchange hands depending on which way this goes. But for us as fans, looking at the lineup next year, it doesn't matter. It simply doesn't matter. What's much more interesting, though, what is much more interesting, is where does Daniel Ricciardo go, and who replaces Pierre Gasly at AlphaTauri? Now, it seems that AlphaTauri's first option is Colton Herta, who doesn't have a super license yet, and they will need special FIA exemption to get that super license because he's currently not running high enough in IndyCar to get a super license for next year. And really, I don't think there's any other option. Obviously, they could go for Daniel Ricciardo, but if you're Daniel Ricciardo, are you going to stay in F1 to race at AlphaTauri? Especially when you were at the Red Bull team just a matter of years ago. Now, obviously, Daniel Ricciardo has a couple of options on the table. It looks like Zhou Guanyu is going to stay at Alfa Romeo, so that's off. But we still have Williams and Haas. Mick Schumacher, it's going to come down to how well he performs in the second half of this season. Same story goes for Nicholas Latifi at Williams. So the two options for Daniel Ricciardo, Williams and Haas. Or a sabbatical and retirement. I guess I wouldn't want any of those seats either. So, yeah, no matter what the CRB outcome is, I don't think it's going to make any difference on the driver lineup next year. And, as Oscar Piastri said himself, I won't be driving for Alpine next year. So let me know down in the comments where you think Oscar Piastri is going to end up. I always read all of the comments and try to reply to as many as possible, so please let me know what you think. But if you've made it this far, I assume that means you're quite interested in the outcome of this case and also Formula 1 as a whole. So make sure you subscribe to the channel to get all of the latest news and ring the notification bell to get it as soon as it drops. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you all have a great day, and until next time, goodbye.